Fascism thrives in shitty economic circumstances, and austerity creates shitty economic circumstances for the working class. Today, we're going to be talking about England, okay? We're going to start off by talking about the eyebrows, right? Fucking hell. All right? Oh my God, I am going to die. My dad, he's not even here. He left his phone behind, and it's just, it's not on silent, and it's just ringing like a motherfucker. You can't probably hear it because the noise gate is on, but it happens this is his favorite thing to do. I swear to God. He's not even here. It's just going to keep ringing. I'm going to I'm going to turn it off. I'm going to turn his phone off. Okay. No, it's not the Turkish national anthem. His phone ringtone is it's the default. Of course it's the default. Are you kidding me? It's the fucking default one. He's the 60-year-old man. Kaya, get back. All right. So I covered the UK racist riots, the race riots that are happening in the UK briefly, or not even briefly. I covered it like last week when these psychopathic fascists had basically decided, like, you know, England is our land, lads, blah 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 blah, all this shit. Okay. Anyway, England is our city, mate. But they've gotten extra riled up. We're gonna be talking about all this stuff. Counter protesters actually showed up in massive numbers, showing once again to the entire planet that you only have your people. That's it. The only thing you have in the face of this kind of shit is solidarity. That's it. The only people you have looking out for you when the government is leaning into the right-wing sentiment, when the Labor government, the liberal, leftist, supposedly, government is leaning in to this kind of right-wing sentiment, the only people you have that will support you, that will defend you, is other people from any kind of background, really. It doesn't have to just be like other Muslims or other migrants or anything like that. You can see like white boys over here with the Jeremy Corbyn shirt on. But, you know, you need other people to engage in community defense in times like this. And I'm really glad that they showed up in massive numbers, as counter protesters showed up in massive numbers, outweighing psychopathic inbred fascists, sometimes 10 to 1, sometimes 100 to 1.
Newcastle United. Black and white and brown.
We will not cower in the face of
real Geordies are not fascists.
Racism, bigotry, violence, extremism, and hate.
That the message of hundreds of anti-racism protesters in the city centre this morning. A city which, notably, has escaped disorder thus far.
Obvious question, but why? What's brought you on the street?
For 5 reasons. Diversity, inclusion, equality, freedom, justice for everybody.
I wanted to come here today with all these hundreds of people to make that clear that the Nazis and the right-wing are unwelcome here in Newcastle.
Majority of my community are not here, and it's for one reason.
And local Imam Ali Assad said police advised his community to stay away to reduce tensions.
Yeah, dude, hey, sorry. These people are trying to kill you. So it would be nice if you just like hid. And it's like, the fuck do you mean, bro? What do you mean? Like, no, your job in that situation is to get the guys who are saying we're going to hunt Muslims down and arrest them. You know what I mean? You're supposed to fucking defend the people standing up to the racists. Yeah, Keir Starmer. Exactly. Bro, what is going on right now? My fucking AC is not working. Jesus Christ. Yeah. Who keeps us safe? We keep us safe. Absolutely.
The plan that we've worked with the local authorities is that our community members will be protecting all places of worship, like even the Hindu temple and the Gurdwaras as well. It's not just the mosque.
From early morning, hundreds of officers drafted in, Northumbria of course, but a large contingent from Gwent, South Wales, as well as neighbouring forces like Durham. The use of special stop and search powers very much in evidence. In one case, 10 officers to search one person. Manpower shortage, it appears, not an issue here.
In the early days of these anti-immigrant riots, there were accusations from some that the police had on occasions been outflanked, taken by surprise. But in recent days, the response of the state has been twofold. Very public and very swift action in the courts, and a massive police presence in the streets.
Police established a cordon separating the large crowd from this. A group of less than 50 gathered with Union and St George flags to protest, they said, against immigration.
They're leaving their women and children at home. If they were that frightened for their safety, they'd send their women and children and fight for their country back.
How do you know they're on?
Dude, also, bro, one of the best things to do in this circumstance is just to do hogwatch and honestly let it rip. Some of the best content. I know that like things seem very dark, especially if you are a black or brown person living in the UK, if you're a Muslim person living in the UK, if you're Arab living in the UK, and you're like, what the fuck is going on? Shit is out of control crazy, right? But I'm not gonna lie, dude. Watching British hogs just like not realize how fucking insane they sound has been incredible. You could just put a camera on them all day, every day and follow them around. I would watch that shit 24/7. I'm not kidding. I thought our hogs are fun and entertaining and cool. You got the fucking Heil Titler guys. You got the fucking Meal Team 6 guys, right? You have like different varieties of hogs in America. British hogs, I think, are of a very specific variety where they actually break the mold, even from like American cognition, where we look at British people here in the United States of America and we think like, oh, they're intellectual. They have always been presented as like the nerdy people in movies and stuff. So like there is an air to like listening to the British accent. Like there's an air of like intellectualism that is associated here in America with the British accent. Not for these fucking hogs, bro. They stupid. Okay? They are so fucking dumb. They completely destroyed like years and years of American media showing British people as like smart intellectual nerds. They have done it. They have successfully destroyed it. Every time I see an EDL guy, I'm like, how can they be so fucking dumb? Okay? It's literally, some of my favorites have been the guy being like, they're taking our fucking jobs, lad. And then the woman will be like, well, have you tried to get a job? He's like, no, I haven't fucking tried to get a job. And then she'll be like, oh, what's the reason? He's like, it's because I just got out of prison for burglary and assault. But they're taking our fucking jobs. It's like, bro, what are you saying? Fix your life, big dog. It's like, yeah, I did some time in a fucking bin. I did some time in a fucking bin for a murder. But honestly, they're taking our fucking jobs. I wouldn't have done the murder. That one guy was a pedophile. Yeah, it's like, it's crazy. It is crazy. Like, they are so oblivious. They have, I don't know what they did that like led them to think that voluntarily revealing this information wouldn't make you look like a complete moron. But the lack of recognition, the lack of self-awareness is incredible. Okay? It is incredible. These are the people that never integrated in society. I have them in my family. It blows my mind. It blows my mind. I think Margaret Thatcher should be unearthed from her grave for the unimaginable crimes that she has committed for England in general. Like, she is Ronald Reagan, but for England. And like what she did to the North, what she did to like labor strongholds, what she did to labor in your country, if you're British, like the consequences are so devastating. Because like all these people that I'm making fun of right now, they all were just like regular jobbers, okay? They were regular old fucking people. Their social safety nets crumbled. Their jobs went away. They got fucking destroyed. And they just sat there with so much anger and resentment. And then somebody came in and was like, yeah, it's actually black people. It's actually brown people. It's actually Muslims. It's actually Muslims. That's the reason why you don't have a job anymore. And it's like, dude, oh my God. Oh, here's the TikTok. You found it. It's like, it's
some foreigners that are coming over and taking our jobs.
This is not even the one I was talking about, but there are of these interviews, dude. There are so many of these interviews.
Yeah, and not even working. And they're working.
They take our jobs if they're not working.
Because they do it over, they do it. Simple as that.
Yeah, simple as. They're taking our jobs and they're not even fucking working. As someone who lives in the north, these people are like dogs. They don't work and bitch and moan all day down. The local about immigrants, no GCSEs or qualifications is sad because the majority of them are caught in a cycle of poverty, but there are no mechanisms to pull out. Our schools are really underfunded, and so are social mobility support. Their hate is bred from a lack of exposure to other people. 100%. Bro, this is West Virginia. Like, this is Appalachia. Okay, they're not like a unique breed. Okay, this is just what happens when you've been told, when you run on like white supremacist fumes as a way to defense mechanism, as a way to like generate a sense of entitlement for yourself. When you have no other fucking outlet, when you have nothing, you've been given no fucking training programs. You've been given no options to like work. It's not like these people wouldn't work if they had the opportunity, but they've become like hateful little demons who are now just like unleashing on other people who are born out of the same fucking material conditions as they are. They just look different. Nobody is born racist, okay? Nobody. Remember that. It is all a byproduct of the material circumstances that you're subjected to, the material conditions that you're born into. The social conditioning is how you become racist. That's it. And these guys have nothing. And the only people that are reaching out to them and trying to help them use their anger and resentment and frustration. They capture their resentment and anger and frustration, and they fucking launch it upon people who are trying to make a living. He's from London, to be clear. No, I'm not just talking about him, but he is, just because he's from London, it doesn't fucking change his like circumstances. Most of the protesters aren't racist, anti-immigration. They just want to smash windows and use the pretense of anti-immigration to do so. The same people avoided the top of the hour ad break without knowing what an ad break was. First one of the day, really? First one of the day? Why are you sending me this fucking racist? This guy's a white supremacist, bro. This guy's literally a white supremacist. First one of the day, and you cooked me? Y'all are the worst, actually. God damn it. At the top of the hour, there's a 3-minute ad break, right? And if you no longer want to see those fucking ads, right? Well, you need to get a job, lad. You need to get a job and have 5 fucking quid, 6 quid now. Unless you've got a fucking Twitch Prime, yeah? By connecting your Amazon Prime account to your fucking Twitch account, you'll get 1 free Prime subscription a month. Use it on your favorite fucking broadcaster. Hopefully it's me. You can also get fucking gifted a sub, lads, if you're lucky. Fucking inflation, mate. 6 quid. Yeah. Yeah, 6 fucking quid, yeah? I'm shocked. I mean, I called that this was going to happen with the Keir Starmer election, but I'm shocked at how quickly they seized on this, and I'm kind of shocked that the EDL has this much play still. I did not think that Tommy Robinson would make a comeback this hard, this fast. Here's a 3-minute ad break now, by the way.
In light of Labour leader Keir Starmer's...
We'll do Navarre Media in a second, but... Anyone else think Hasanabi sounds like he can sing for the Idols when he does the accent? I don't know what that is. Let's keep it $1.50. Margaret Thatcher ruined this goddamn country. But, you know, in the short term period... Murat, babamın telefonunu ne olur silent'a koyar mısın? Devamlı çalıyor. Kafayı yiyeceğim. Silent'a verin. Okay. But anyway, let's get back to this.
When people accuse you of being a racist, what do you say?
A racist? I'm not a racist. I'm just against what's happening.
I'm a
Bro, you're wearing a fucking Yankees hat, okay? If you're a British person and you're wearing a Yankees hat, the likelihood that you're racist goes up unimaginably high, okay? Straight up. I saw motherfuckers wearing Trump merch, bro. I saw people wearing Trump merch. That is crazy. I saw dudes waving Trump flags. The universality of fascism, the universality of hogs It's beautiful. It's poetic. It's something that I've talked about quite a bit. Kind of funny to see it in action in real time. Bro, relax on my team. What's wrong with you? Bro, come on. If you're an American, that's different. But if you're fucking British and you're wearing a Yankees hat, dude, come on. Come on.
Trained grandparents about illegal and unfettered immigration.
Yankee is a pejorative to describe Americans, bro. What are you talking about? For the rest of the world, for especially the global south, it means it's a pejorative. Go home Yankee is like it's literally a way to say like fuck you, you're a disgusting gringo, you know what I mean?
And the exploitation of our country.
People say, are you a racist, sir?
Whoa!
That's what people say. People accuse the... Yeah, no, that's what they accuse.
Dog, why are you sig heiling? He said, whoa, am I a racist? Well, I've only done sig heiled a couple times now. I don't know why I'm doing an indecipherable accent here, but this English girl got Trump tattooed on her head. Yo!
Obviously, people are asking why I got this tattoo. At the end of the day, I absolutely love and appreciate what Trump has done for America. I think he's an absolute great person, and I just feel like he needs to be appreciated. So my name is Raymond Monroe. Bro. It's got to be fake. It's got to be a fake tattoo. But even as a bit, even as a fake tattoo, doing this is so insane. Oh my God. I think British hogs might be stupider than American hogs. I think British hogs, and I cannot believe I'm saying this, might actually be dumber than American hogs. What happened to your public schools, man? How the fuck? I called BS because it wasn't bleeding and didn't look like a fresh tat. What is going on? Another UK hog, yeah?
I just want to start off by saying if I'm right wing, then so be it. I'm just a normal working Englishman. I'm just a normal English bloke. And it seems that that's what the class right-wing extremists these days, which I think is... It's a bit fucking mental, to be fair.
Dude, all the fucking black and brown people that, like, you know,
Anyway,
deliver your food, work in kitchens, work in construction, work in the NHS as nurses, doctors. Those guys are not working class automatically. Just you, bro. Just a normal English bloke. Yeah, just you.
I want to say, right, I keep seeing videos floating about on here where British men, British people going, and it's always happening, it always does happen, where they're saying, they're taking our jobs, they're taking our jobs.
It's evident that these race riots didn't happen down south. Ask the average Southern what their opinion on immigrants, and they'll give a completely different answer to up here. The South has so much more money than us. It's like a completely different world. First time I went to a London suburb, I was living in another world. Their state schools are better than the private schools up north. It's insane, the gap of education. Yes, and also, you do have to remember, there's also significantly more diversity down south as well. So you can't, like, it's the same rural-urban divide in the United States of America that also occurs in England as well. Like, North, by the way, for those of you in America that are not familiar with this, the North is like former labor towns, you know, working class background for the most part, labor stronghold for the most part, whereas like the South was where the Tories were, like a lot more wealth there. England's entirety, like the entirety of the wealth in England comes from the South, specifically from London, specifically from like the finance sector. There's not much left in the British economy overall, considering that the entirety of the UK, the entirety of the UK was basically just run on colonialism. So isn't the North more diverse than the South if you count out London? I don't know the other parts, but how the fuck do you count out London? And yes, there were riots in the South as well. There were riots in the South as well. Anyway, pro tip, the parts of the UK that are the racists say there are no-go areas are essentially the multicultural areas that actually you would love to go for great culture. Yeah. Even most British and Europeans don't know this, but parts of England are poorer than southern Italy and Sicily, which is insane. Bro, England as a whole, I think, is like poorer than some of America's poorest states. Okay? England is a very poor country. You take London out of the equation, it is like straight up third world conditions. This is like
Like, people don't really think about that. People don't really consider that at all in the calculation. Fuck off, bro. We aren't that poor. No, absolutely. England absolutely is that poor. What do you mean? It straight up is. So depressing. We can't get out of this spiral. We were the coal mining industry. All the wealth left when the mines closed. Are you mad, Lamau? I live here and I live very well. Bro, I'm not talking about your own personal anecdotes, man. London generates approximately 22% of the UK's GDP from Wikipedia. I don't know why you're getting offended at this, because America has parts of America that are also resembling third world conditions. I don't know why the fuck you would get mad at this. It is just our government's literally robbing us fucking blind. It has nothing to do with you or your personal experience at all. It had everything to do with mismanagement and horrifying austerity that your own fucking leaders have subjected you to, similar to what has happened in the United States of America. This is neoliberalism without any sort of contest in the post-Cold War, in the aftermath of the Cold War. Neoliberalism, uncontested, has basically created colonial conditions internally. It has created internal colonies. It has basically brought back the colonial ambition, rampant exploitation back into the fucking mainland. That's it. It spread inward rather than outward in the way that, you know, England and United States is still doing that, the outward stuff too, but like doing it inward as well. It's the same exact fucking attitudes. Neoliberalism has people convinced that being poor is a moral failure. They think you're calling them losers for pointing out their exploitation is wild. Yeah. The UK is ranked 21 in GDP per capita from the IMF in 2024, lower than Canada. British people are literally stereotyped for moving to Thailand. Meanwhile, they're anti-immigration. If you want to understand all of this anger, resentment, and frustration, this guy is pretty correct on it. UK is dealing with a healthcare crisis, a housing crisis, transport crisis, food production crisis. Streets are filthy, can't get a job, shithole, I live here. Exactly. 14 years of Tory austerity. Look where the fuck you are now. You know what I mean? That's part of the reason why Keir Starmer, who had the charisma of a fucking wet noodle or a blanket, a wet blanket, still was able to fucking put numbers on the goddamn board as a consequence of the past 14 fucking years. Okay? And a thing that we haven't even gotten to, healthcare crisis. Yes, the NHS is severely underfunded. The NHS is so severely underfunded that when Boris Johnson was running last time around, he ran on funding the NHS. Of course he lied, but he still ran on it, which is to show you that the right wing of the UK was even cognizant. Brexit was not just sold on racist lies about Polish people stealing your fucking jobs or brown and black people and Muslims stealing your fucking jobs, but also on the lie that England was sending too many funds to the EU and getting nothing in return, and that all of that money was going to go back to the NHS. People recognize, in a place like England, people still recognize social safety nets as a necessity, except their leadership never gives back to those social safety nets. This is why, in the immediate aftermath of the Starmer election, in the immediate aftermath of the Labour victory, what did I tell you? I said the thing to pay close attention to is the rise of reform. That is crazy. That means there's a lot of people who are completely hostile to black and brown people existing and coexisting in their fucking neighborhoods. That means that there are so many people who directly attribute their dire material circumstances to England no longer being white. Okay? Because that's exactly what reform ran on. They were just straight up like, we're more racist than the Tories. That's what they ran on. Okay? Fascism thrives in shitty economic circumstances, and austerity creates shitty economic circumstances for the working class. Reform UK landed second place in 18 Northeast areas. And the reality is, just like I fucking told you, if Keir Starmer operates with the same like austerity principles, okay? If Keir Starmer still operates with the same austerity principles, which he said he was going to do, then this problem is going to get out of hand. If Keir Starmer leans into the anti-immigrant sentiment, this problem is going to get out of hand. And that's precisely what's happening. Keir Starmer has been operating on the fucking anti-immigrant principles. That's precisely what he did. When the Labour Party, that is expected to be a counterweight, a counterbalance to the fucking right-wing anti-immigrant sentiment, is also operating with anti-immigrant sentiment and capitulating to the fucking far right on this issue, of course these people are going to feel way more confident in their fucking idiotic position, not recognizing that I think the majority of the NHS is comprised of, you know, people who aren't white British, okay? Like, think about that. Can you imagine? Oh, we gotta get these fucking non-whites out of here, man. We gotta get these fucking migrants out of here. It's crazy. You have no country without that, dude. What are you talking about?
And you normally find it's the scruffy old dossers what are saying it. They take our jobs. They ain't taking the jobs, mate. They're doing the jobs that you, sat on your arse on Dole, don't want to fucking do. Let's face it, you don't want to do any fucking jobs, mate. You don't want to do any jobs. You just want to rinse the state. You want to just claim Dole.
Like, this is a turn, but he's also dumb. This is a dumb... No, he's not fucking based, bro. This guy baited us on. No, he's not based. I hate this fucking narrative, dude. This is some straightforward liberal nonsense, dude. Oh, it's because you're not wanting to do the fucking jobs. No, this is not about being self-reliant, okay? Like, oh, you're on the dole, mate. That's why you're a loser. You're not getting off your fucking ass and taking your fucking bootstraps and lifting yourself up by your bootstraps, yeah? Like, that's not the fucking problem, dude. That's not the problem.
Will claim job seekers. That's what you want to do. That's just an excuse so you don't have to go to work to earn a bit of dollar, to earn a bit of money. Do you know what I mean? So that is a pretty embarrassing thing to say. You can normally see from a mile off, they're absolutely scruffy old dossers. You can just see why I say.
I think this guy's heart is in the right place, but but his analysis is incorrect.
Yeah, that I really don't understand. I really don't understand.
Oh my God, his fucking mom or dad is just like snoring in the background so loudly.
And then another thing is, why are people smashing shops up? Why are people looting? To me, it just seems like these with masks, with the masks on, they're just looking for an excuse just to go and smash it up and just cause trouble and just kick off and just cause fights. What the fuck is the point in that? What's the point? That's obviously bred into you. That's obviously in you. Oh yeah, any given chance I've got, let's go out and cause trouble. Let's go out and fucking fight. Let's go and smash stuff up. You're doing it now because you're in a big fucking crowd and you feel like you can get away with it. And it's absolutely disgusting. It needs to fucking stop. It needs to fucking stop. What is the point? What is that solving? What is that solving? I really do not understand. I really do not understand at all. What is the point you're trying to make by smashing people's businesses up, by doing all this? I don't understand it. It needs to stop. And then now, and I think people are just looking for any excuse as well. Now they're in big crowds as well, is just to...
Literally everything in this whole thing America has experienced extensively throughout the past 8 years. Yes. Look to England for what the American future is going to resemble if the Democratic Party doesn't get their fucking shit in order in terms of how to communicate about the quote-unquote migrant problem. Okay? Labor completely capitulated to the right wing on this issue. Okay? They did. When you do that, when you lean on this shit, when you make it seem like, yeah, you're right, actually, it's fucking migrants, when all of those people that might look a little bit different than you have the exact same ambitions that you have. They want a roof over their heads. They want food on their fucking tables. They want a better life for their children. That is literally the exact same. They probably hate their bosses just like fucking you do. It's the same exact shit, okay? And people are just desperately running away from that reality. They are trying their very best to not see it, okay? They have the same exact interest. Doesn't matter what they believe. Doesn't matter what religion they believe. Doesn't matter what language they okay, originally. They all have the same exact ambitions.
Let your heart out on camera, Hannah.
Right, basically, they need to get them all off.
Okay, that's mad. Okay, so wait, off our streets?
Mad. Yeah.
So
they're our streets.
And they're taking our jobs?
Yeah, they're taking our houses, they're taking the lot.
And they took your teeth as well?
Yeah, they did.
Let your heart out on camera.
Yeah. Nico Almilana, my goat, he's he's been on it. He's been doing Hogwatch directly for many years at this point. Okay.
Right, start this. We've got the fallout there off.
What the fuck? I don't want to watch this one. Okay. So let's this and then we're gonna look at what Margaret Thatcher did.
Okay, so I want you to answer that. What's your answer?
No, I'm not. I've got.
How do you explain the prevalence of racism among the upper and middle class then? Shouldn't they be woke? They have amazing lives. Please answer. Bro, racism isn't just born out of like, it's still the same social conditioning that upper middle class and rich people also experience as well. Like, it's not only if you're poor. I've never said that only poor people are racist. Like, do you think that rich people have like this magical barrier that them to not be racist or something? Like, no, of course, dude. They can look at Elon Musk. He is literally a white supremacist. Okay, straight up. Okay, listen. I don't want. No, we're not doing this right now. No, I don't want to start fucking saying like incredibly xenophobic shit right after I'm talking about how, okay, French are no longer allowed in the United States of America. Okay, that's it. That's like, don't show me that right now. I'm aware of it. It's on my timeline. We are shutting down immigration from France. I'm sorry, Wemby. You are not allowed back in the NBA either. Sorry, you have to address the crimes of the French. That is illegal. Flag on the play. Shut the fuck up, chatters. God damn it. The United States of America, okay? Look at the numbers on the board. That's it. LeBron powers up when he gets dunked on. LeBron powers up when he gets dunked on. You unlocked Ultra Instinct, okay? Also, it's AI. It's not real. AI footage has gotten out of control. Shut the fuck up. Even track of anyone on the timeline tweeting out the AI video of LeBron getting dunked on? Thank you. We will come after them.
Plenty of foreign friends, black friends, Asian friends. Look at all the people here.
Yeah.
Are we all what we've been branded as right-wing football hooligans?
Do you condemn the violence then?
Of course I do.
No significant disorder from either group, but we witnessed a number of arrests across several hours of protest. Most of those detained were from the small anti-immigrant gathering, including this person arrested, police said, because he was wearing a lifelike mask, and wearing masks under special policing powers is now a crime.
What the fuck?
At least one anti-racism...
Bro, that's weird as hell. No, that's weird as hell, bro. What the fuck was that guy doing? That's sus as hell.
Protester got through the cordon and was led away in handcuffs. A number of shops in the area had boarded up just in case of trouble.
You need to leave by the end. Disperse immediately.
Police ordered both groups to disperse at 3 p.m. and they did, bringing proceedings to an end without the violence which we've seen across the northeast, from Sunderland to Hartlepool to Middlesbrough. Saturation policing and swift justice, a national pincer operation producing, it appears, peace.
In Liverpool, the imam of one mosque decided to reach out to those involved in far-right protests to try and bring the community together.
That was a Keir Stalin sign. They know the truth. Keir Stalin is real. Are you avoiding this? Wait, what?
What did I do with the debate the other night?
Fantastic.
He kicked that old broken down pile of crap. It's a bad guy. He just quit, He's quitting the rest. Is that
what?
Right? Yep, I got him out of the race. And that means we have Kamala. I think she's going to be better. She's so bad.
Wait, this is an old video.
Pathetic. It's just so fucking bad. So I just can't imagine. But can you imagine that guy dealing with Putin and the president of China,
What?
who's a fierce person?
Where is an old ass clip? And no, I don't think he calls Kamala Harris a bitch in this, unless they like digitally altered it. No, she just says she's so fucking bad. Like, this is from before this is from before Joe Biden even dropped out. Bro, liberals, you don't have to do this fucking right-wing reactionary nonsense, bro. I swear to God. He just said it. You missed it. No, I don't think he calls Kamala Harris a bitch in this. Am I crazy? I remember watching the original video. The bitch stuff is coming from sources granted anonymity. Not sure that tweet is paired with that video. Do I think Donald Trump might have called Kamala Harris a bitch behind closed doors? Sure. Like, that's not crazy. That's not all that far-fetched. He is a fucking massive misogynist. But I remember watching this. I don't think that he called Kamala Harris a bitch in this.
And that means we have Kamala. I think she's going to be better. She's so bad. She's so pathetic. It's so amazing. It's just so fucking bad. So I just can't imagine. But can you imagine that guy with dealing with?
No, he says she's so fucking bad. They altered it. I don't think she's such a fucking no. Get him. I don't think he said that in the original. I think this is altered.
So I just can't imagine. But can you imagine that guy with dealing with Putin and the president of just so pathetic. It's so amazing. It's just so fucking bad. So
this is fake. Finish the video here. Let's continue.
Can you imagine that guy with dealing with Putin and the president of China, who's a fierce person? He's a fierce man, a very tough guy. And they see him. They can't. But they just announced he's probably quitting. Just keep knocking him out, right?
I think he just still says. I think he still, the original video from a month ago, he says Kamala Harris is pathetic. He does not say Kamala Harris is a bitch in this video. Yeah, and also bitch doesn't even make sense contextually. She's so fucking bitch. Like that doesn't make sense. Also, he's a massive misogynist. I would not be shocked if he is. There's news reports about potentially Kamala Harris being called a bitch numerous times. Okay, New York Times wrote about Donald Trump calling Kamala Harris a bitch multiple times. That I do believe. Okay, I do. But I don't think he would do that in public. Like, he's very obviously giving his opinion. He's very obviously giving his opinion on that fucking to someone with a camera. He knows he's being recorded. He would not say that out loud like that. Anyway, like, we'll talk about all that in a second. Let's just continue with this.
Jane Dodge went to find out what happened next.
We are the people. We won't be silent. Stop the fascism now, 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 now.
Several hundred anti-racist protesters gathered at Liverpool's Pierhead at lunchtime today. There were just a handful of opponents with a single Union Jack. Fears of a far-right show of strength seen on the streets of this city a week ago failed to materialise.
So the last 10 days have been very, very intense. They've been terrifying for a lot of people.
The Imam addressing the anti-racist rally today has spent the last few days trying to build bridges with some of those who've been demonstrating outside his mosque. Last Friday, he took to social media with a highly unusual message for them.
So just to let you know, anybody who attends the protest tomorrow, we're going to be handing out free cold drinks to you. We're going to be handing out burgers and chips.
And Adam Kelwick was true to his word. After offering food to those who'd come to protect his mosque, he crossed the road and did the same to those who'd come to protest.
I remember when I first walked over, it was very tense. The first 2 or 3 people who I saw just completely blanked me, as if I was invisible, looked straight through me. But I didn't let that deter me. I continued smiling, and I went to the next people, and they gave me a firm head shake to say no. And finally, we broke through to somebody's heart, and he accepted the first burger. And from that point, amazing things happened. We gave out food.
There's an image of you hugging a man. What was the story behind that?
I actually asked this individual, what exactly is it that you're here to protest against? And he didn't have a straight answer. In the end, he said, we're fed up with the police. And I said to him, shouldn't the protest maybe be outside the police station instead of the mosque then? And he actually agreed with me and said, yeah. And then we realized.
So that's the other thing. Anyone that is trying to make this seem like it's anything but like rampant Islamophobia, rampant white supremacy, they're delusional. And I as well, okay? I have seen it in the British media. Part of the reason why I've seen it in the British media, basically repackaging this as like, oh, anti-immigrant protesters, not openly stating that they are genuinely Islamophobic. Part of that is because the media has whipped up these people in a fucking frenzy. Okay? Make no mistake. This is not like an anti-cop or like anti-government fucking protest. Mate, you're delusional. You think I'm delusional for saying that these fucking protests that literally target mosques, like one of the first things that they did beyond trying to light a fucking hotel exit of a hotel that was known to have migrants, it's kids mostly,
Yo, there is something absolutely nutty about some people. Name one mosque they attacked. Name one mosque they attacked. What do you mean? 43-year-old man was charged with racially aggravated criminal damage after a mosque was targeted. An item was thrown at the window in Shaftesbury Street, Newport, about 7 BST on the 1st of August, said Gwent Police. A man from Newport was due to appear at the city magistrate's court on Friday, following a week of racist rioting across other areas of the UK. Police said it was deeply concerning. Yeah, a 43-year-old kid did that. Deputy Chief Constable Mark Hobro said, "We will thoroughly investigate any alleged offense where racism or discrimination is an aggravating factor." Also, the video that we're looking at is literally a protest outside of a mosque. Like, this guy is talking about with one of the fucking protesters. Why are you protesting outside of a mosque if you hate the police? You're fucking insane. I think, yeah, was it the Southport Mosque? There was like one of the first major incidents was when they literally attacked the mosque. Okay? The very first attacks. They burned a library. They attacked the mosque. The fuck are you talking about? They defaced graves, Muslim graves. Ard's Mosque got petrol bombed. Oh, here. They burned that library because there was a post going around Facebook saying that they were replacing the books with the Quran. They set fire to multiple hotels, looted stores, looted mosques, burned down a public library that was newly built, and they have injured people too, yes. Who are the rioters and what jail sentences have they received? This is from 1 day ago. Look at all these fucking kids, dude. A lot of people don't want to face the fucking reality. Misinformation is a major problem here, okay? They're just on Facebook, they're on Twitter, they see some of the most psychotic nonsense. These are the types of people who literally believe AI images. They see like AI images of like a beautiful blonde girl wearing a full fucking burqa, and they go, "Oh, this is what's going on in England. It's not, mate. I'm losing it. Fucking England. We got to defend it." They basically have sub-zero IQ. They fucking literally believe AI images, dude. How do you deal with a person like that? There are people who are young involved in this as well. Make no mistake. There's online offenses, but you're fucking crazy, dude. How old? Look, it's the kids, Lamau. How old do you figure that guy on the right is? 17? Yeah, I think this guy's probably like maybe like a rough 20. Yeah, like I get it, bro. We do the fucking British people are ugly jokes, but like I don't think they look like this when they're 15. You know what I mean? Just a rough 17-year-old. This doesn't mean that there aren't teenagers also fucking participating in this shit, but you're out of your mind. Many of the agitation is coming from known targets. It's not like many of the agitations are coming from known people. People that I'm surprised have made a glorious return. Like Stephen Yaxley Lennon, also known as Tommy Robinson, the EDL, the English Defense League, out and about fucking fascist Nazis. A 26-year-old man has been sentenced to 3 years and 2 months in prison after he pleaded guilty to publishing written material to stir up racial hatred. This case is not an example of preventing freedom of speech, as a small minority of people will claim. It's about standing up for what's right and protecting our communities from fear of violence. This week, we've had some really positive engagements with the communities across the country. This guy was so cocky, he tagged the police in his hate tweets. Great stuff, man. Mass deportation now. Set fire to all the fucking hotels full of the bastards for all I care. If that makes me racist, so be it. Literally couldn't even get the right police force either. He added the right police force. My point is more, it's one rule for some and another rule for others, because I can categorically tell you now, I will not be arrested by Northants police, just showing part of the 2-tier policing. Well, turns out there's 1 tier. Dude writes a hate manifesto, gets 3 years. Climate activist plan blockage, get 5 years. Yeah, but have you thought maybe for a brief moment that like climate activists are annoying and also go against like capital, whereas racist riots are not entirely against capital? Douglas Murray called for violence too. Of course he did. He's a fucking right-wing freak. Regular BBC contributor Douglas Murray. If the army will not be sent in, then the public will have to sort this out themselves, and it'll be very brutal. I don't want them to live here. I don't want them here. They came under false pretenses. He's not talking about the fucking racist. He's not talking about the racist rioters that need to be dealt with. He is talking about black and brown people.
They've lost control of the streets. Now, is it time to send in the army at some point? Probably, yes. But if the army will not be sent in, then the public will have to go in. and the public will have to sort this out themselves. And
He's talking about the public sorting out migration.
it'll be very, very brutal.
By the way, massive Zionist, massive defender of Israel. That's another part of the story that I haven't even gotten to. The government, the British government, under Tory leadership, and even under Labour leadership, really, is super aggro towards anyone that says free Palestine. But they really lower their interest of doing their due diligence, upholding the rule of law, when it comes to fucking psychopathic, rabid fascists.
I don't want them to live here. I don't want them here. They came under false pretenses. Many of them came illegally and continue to come illegally. And we don't want them here. And I'm perfectly willing to say that because it needs to be said. If I hated Australia, hated the Australian people, hated Australian, but clearly they've lost.
Freak, dude.
Came into our house. Many of them broke into our house illegally. Many of them were never wanted here. And they have come here. They have betrayed all of our attempts at hospitality. They've spat in our faces.
Dude, by what? Fucking bringing halal food? Actually using the seasoning? What do you mean? Oh, they've spat in our faces. They're disrespecting us by existing around our white skin. Shut the fuck up. I hate these fucking monstrous pieces of shit, dude. See, this is the posh racist, okay? There's the obviously like, style racist who has no teeth. And then this is the posh racist. This is the other side. Old school fascism, okay? Tory to the bone.
And now they want to trample everything we have underfoot. No.
Anyway, the ones complaining are wealthy EDL supporters. As a customer at my place place of work, as the owner of 2 houses and 5 cars. I'm tired. Anyway, Europe invasion. Elon Musk. This is the UK.
Yes, this is good. And again, that's it. And again, try and breathe. Relax.
Some badass British patriots. Elon Musk found this pic of the UK justice system. Bro, this man is a straight up white supremacist, dude. A straight up white supremacist. This is like, there is man's ifs or buts, okay? Straight up. Apartheid Elon, dude. You know his ass is begging for Rhodesia, but he's just like too much of a coward to openly state it, so he has to do these like memes to sneakily do it. Cuck porn is also a giveaway, obviously. Racialized cuck porn. A favorite of white supremacist losers. Staying true to the Henry Ford vision over here. Fucking dumbass, dude. You watch the Hunger Games and sided with the Resistance. You watch Star Wars and sided with the Resistance. You watch The Matrix and sided with the Resistance. You watch Divergent and sided with the Resistance. You watch V for Agenda. When it's fiction, you understand. Yet you refuse to see it when it's the reality you're living in. Wild. Bro, first of all, every single one of those circumstances is like a pro-Hamas take. Like, what's he saying here? Because I know his ass is pro-Israel to the fucking bone. What do you mean? Do you think the Resistance are the fucking dumbass inbred racists on the streets? As a billionaire, do you think you are closer to the villains in these fictional works, or are you closer to the Resistance? I also don't even know what the fuck Divergent is. What is he? Anyway, Megaphonics, he's gone complete Nazi. Seems like a normal pin post. The origin of the word slave is Slav, which is referred to white people taken as slaves. Yes, dude, the real slavery is happening, and it's happening to white people. Oh my God. He's about to make cracker an illegal term to say on Twitter. I swear to God, he's like one step removed from that shit. Tyler K went to prison and lost his house for copying a post on X. Tyler was sentenced to 38 months in prison for copying a post made on X by Lucy Connolly. This is messed up. Elon is defending someone who called for hotels filled with refugees to be burned. A call for direct violence, which, by the way, okay, they do that. They did that. They literally did that. They tried to burn a fucking hotel with migrants in it. What do you mean? Anyway, there's some positive notes as well with obviously the way the community is dealing with it. When it seems like the government is not going to take the fucking significant action necessary.
Let's take
and
a
we'll
look
get to that in a second. Let's wrap this up though.
Realize that, you know, we're not each other's enemies.
But do you accept some of these people have been racist at these demonstrations?
There definitely is racism. But I don't think it's meant with ill intent. And I'm not talking about the organisers of the event, by the way, because they are troublemakers and they want to turn races against each other and communities against each other. But I honestly believe, and this is what I've witnessed, that the vast majority of people who've been protesting against Islam, against the Muslim community, I genuinely believe that they are beautiful human beings who were driven after Southport by their emotions, mixed together with a lot of toxic narratives they've been seeing in the media and online, especially during the election campaign. And I think it's bubbled up, and they've wanted ultimately to change a bad situation, what they perceive, whether it's based on ignorance or not. They've wanted to change a perceived bad situation into a good situation.
This bridge building hasn't just stopped at food handouts. Protesters have been invited into the mosque, and tomorrow they've invited Adam and some of his fellow worshippers on a day trip to Wales.
We're going to leave our phones on the coach, and we're going to walk out, and we're going to force people to walk and talk together. He said, one of those coaches I want to give to you and the Muslim community to join us. So tomorrow morning we'll be heading up into the hills, and we won't be seeing any of these toxic narratives on social media, and we'll be able to meet each other, walk together, talk together, and we'll be doing our prayers, and they'll be doing some meditation, and I'm really looking forward to it.
A deadly Israeli...
Bro, he is a imam in London or in England. Of course he's like, and he's super telegenic. Obviously he's going to be nice about like the people trying to murder him, because the media is insanely hostile. I don't think you guys understand. Okay? The media is unimaginably hostile to Muslims. I showed you a conversation that I think she was a labor minister talking to another former labor minister who's now a political commentator, where she's like, why won't the media call this what it is? It's Islamophobia. And like the guy was literally like, no, it's not. It's actually valid to have those points of view. Basically, he was like defending the idea. Zara Sultana was the one talking to the former labor minister who's like married to a current labor minister. And he literally was like defending the principle behind like anti-immigrant sentiment and why the media should not. The presenter is married to the Home Secretary. The British media, and I've talked about this so much, but British media is insane. British media is absolutely worse than American media. Okay? I've said this quite a bit. You don't understand how fucking demon-like British media is. Okay? They have been inflaming tensions non-stop. They've been inflaming tensions non-stop, and the Labour Party has also absolutely leaned on this shit.